Alright, doing a response video of that Cosmic Zen guy. That's what it used to be anyway. Anyway, I play this video, the second half of it anyway. I won't play the first half. He was making these examples of, the typical examples. Like, we can't discern the truth because some people are in the front of the train and some people are in the back of the train. They're seeing different things because, a frog in a pond, if you're looking at it from the left or you're looking at it from the right, looks different. Well, yeah, duh. Okay, if somebody's standing behind me and somebody's standing in front of me, they're going to get a different perception. But if they're educated and they're informed, well, they'll know to walk around and make a complete observation. But I mean, just stupid arguments against the fact that there are facts in the world, discernible, announceable, definable realities. It's just so stupid to have this argument.
Three on it that we can point at and say that's what three is. Three is a conceptual representation of that many objects. Same with the symbolism of the letters in the alphabet or any symbol. No concept, including math and language and logic, is universal. You can always find.
Yeah, it is. Okay, the three, the idea of three, the concept of three is universal. Okay, it can't be anything else. You can call it fuckharder, you can call it shithead, you can call it fucktard. It doesn't matter what you call three, but the concept of three is universal.
Find exceptions. The exception math is the square root of -1. The flaw in rationality is irrationality.
Oh, please. I mean, they're not opposite words. You can't, the flaw of rationality is irrationality, or imply that there's an opposite, or that's the trap. That's like saying the opposite of intelligence is ignorance. I mean, it's a progressive scale. You either have it or you don't have it. But it's not an opposite.
Why do some people just believe in totally stupid bullshit that is anti-logic? Why do we even have to learn logic to be logical?
Well, we don't have to learn logic. All we have to do is be rational, okay? I mean, a crow can do logic. It learns from its experience. It establishes premises, and then it functions based on those. If there's food in a certain place on a certain time because somebody puts it out there, they learn that truth, and they act on that truth. They don't sit around and say, well, I don't know, maybe it's not the truth, maybe there's maybe there's a giant thing or something, or, they don't sit there and waste their time with this bullshit.
Identity, A equals A, but yet a person can both love and hate another person at the same time.
Oh, love and hate. So now you're going to tell me that love and hate are opposites. They're completely different concepts. I mean, love can be based on something as crude as desire, attraction. Hate isn't repulsion. Hate is anger. Hate is like something has wronged something and you must it's an aggressive emotion. So maybe you could say love and fear. Maybe you could. Why? Why are you doing this? Why are you playing this? Everything has a equal opposite stupid word. Because it doesn't. Not everything has an opposite. Snowflake doesn't have an opposite.
Time. Every single thing you can think of, or experience, or observe, or comprehend in any way is within a context of other things. Let's take something grossly obvious, like the universe. Let's say the universe is big. Big is with.
Who the fuck would use a word like big and say, yeah, I'm making a definitive statement? I mean, big is irrelevant. It's a piece of language that only has meaning when you have a scale of small to throw in there, where you have some dividing line. But where the line divides is completely arbitrary. So why make an example out of sloppy language? Yeah, we have lots of sloppy words in our language because it was built by a bunch of retards. Big fucking deal. That does not prove there is no truth in the universe, and it certainly doesn't prove that we're incapable of discerning it.
In a context of small and even bigger. For us to understand big, we have to understand what medium size and small is. Okay, so let's get big out of the equation. The universe is. Okay, is in context of is not. So
Yeah, right. Yeah, what, like I said, why don't you just, I don't even know, what's the opposite of would? I mean, why are you playing this opposite game for? In the context of is not. I mean, it's idiotic. If it is, then it obviously is not. Obviously is not is not.
There is or it is not. It's not halfway is and halfway is not. So even understanding the word is within a context.
No, it isn't, because the context is your illusion, okay? There's no such thing as is not. That's nothing, jackass. That's not a context. Nothing is not a context.
So let's throw that out of the equation. Let's talk about universe. The universe, pretty much by definition, is everything that is. But we have scientists talking about how our universe might be a brain, B-R-A-N-E, inside of a multiplex of universes.
Right. There's as much evidence of that as a truth as there is evidence that Jesus Christ was the Son of God. I mean, realistically. So you're only insulting scientists now, because obviously there's some scientists who are phantasmagorical assholes who are going to waste time speculating on bullshit. Let's see if I can prove a dwarf, a seventh dwarf, or an eighth dwarf might have existed, and there could have possibly been a poison apple. The talking mirror is a problem, though. Yeah, right. If scientists are going to waste their time on this babble and bullshit, they're no better than priests.
And some would conceptualize that these multiple brains are just part of the same universe and that we're just a section of that.
Right, and some other people might speculate that behind the curtain is a 40-foot penis ready to fall on your head. I mean, fuck this shit.
Then let's take it another step further. If you went to China and stood on a street corner and started yelling out universe, nobody's going to know what you're talking about because of the language.
Ugh, God, you're not going to get into a fucking discussion about the fact that people have different languages and that somehow means something. It just means that there's an obstacle to communication about what a concept is, because we have to agree on the verbiage. We have to translate each other's definition of the symbolic language. But it's an obstacle. It's not a fucking goddamn impediment that creates anything like impossibility of communicating.
Even the word universe itself is conceptualized within our language. And you would have to learn every different version for the word universe to be able to talk to everybody on the planet about it.
Oh, come on, bullshit. Yeah, whatever. You draw them a picture. Jesus Christ.
From all the different models and hypotheses of the universe that have accumulated over time, it's easy to point out that even though you might call the universe the sum of everything, there's several different models of it. And
who cares? You're arguing against these people who are defining truths that are in much narrower scope than defining whether the universe goes on forever, or whether it ends, or whether it had a beginning, or whether it's this. No, all those questions are kind of irrelevant to the fact that the universe is controlled by crude minimal forces, and that through time and energy interacting, it does this thing called evolving, and that we're a product of that. Shit.
To say that the one we have today is the correct one. Scientists today don't even know if there's a barrier to space, or if it goes on for infinity.
Who cares? What does it have to do with the price of, ice cream sandwiches? Not a goddamn thing. It doesn't have a goddamn thing to do with any of the issues that any objective observer of planet Earth might be concerned about. None of that shit matters. The only thing that matters is defining what we are. And if what we are is just a bunch of eccentric psychology developed over 4 billion years that really has as its only justification the initial imperative of consumption and reproduction, well, that's going to be an important statement to establish as a truth.
The point I'm getting at is that everything is understood within a context, no matter what extreme you want to take it to. And as long as that's the case, objectivity fails.
Oh, bullshit. The only way it fails is if you fail to try to eliminate the biases in your own brain, and if you don't have enough information to create a universal perspective, or the perfect perspective. That's really what we attempt to achieve, is a perspective that that creates no opportunity for distortion, that is complete and is unprejudiced by any kind of environmental distortion or disadvantage as possible. You try to just, again, narrow a line between yourself and the object being defined or described in an effort to eliminate any noise or crap or bullshit. Well, anyway, so I'll end this and have a part 2 on the other website and see which video works better.